Well, I guess since we are vibing, I can talk a little bit more about, well, maybe actually get into this crazy life. If I can get these little fucking Lego pieces down. Hell yeah. So. Honestly, the first thing that actually made me want to get into science was, weirdly enough, was Metroid Prime. I loved reading all the little creature reports that you would get from scanning all the wildlife. Ah! No! I always thought it was really fascinating, and that is, honest to God, in college, that is how I ended up, like, I copied those kind of, like, style of lab reports that all the, space pirates had written up on all the life forms. And, that is how I did a lot of my labs for, organic chemistry. So I just kind of copied that. This plant's kind of loud. Hold on. Turn this down just a little bit. Like, there we go. That's probably a little better. Knew it keeping track of this audio and stuff. Plants is just about as dang loud as me. Alright, let's see. Okay, I see what's going on here. Ah, crap. But yeah, that was my first taste of science. And how science, well, that's not useful. But it's okay, we got another one over here. Ah! Oh, I was probably supposed to use that. We'll just... Okay, wow. Connect! There we go, next level. Sorry, I'm kind of... My focus is kind of split. So... That was kind of first what got me into doing science. And from there it was a lot of motivations, like some of the people growing up who were just heroes were in their own ways, like different kinds of scientists, like Steve Irwin and Nikola Tesla. And it seemed like the best way to benefit like humanity, and it was always fun. Like, I mean, there's always like some of the cartoons I even watched, like Dexter's Lab. I always thought it would be amazing to like have a lab and make things. And science is a little, not to sound like discouraging, but science is kind of like a little different on the level. Now, there certainly is like there's cutting edge stuff, like if you go to NASA or you go to like any place that's really trying to innovate, and I mean real innovation, you will still find that beautiful spark of humanity, that drive to move forward. But there's just a lot of what happens is you get into like industry science, and industry science is it pays, and it pays okay. Like, you're not gonna go hungry, and that was kind of like the whole point of like me getting this degree. Was to not go hungry, but at the end of the day, like that's why I'm streaming now, and just starting out is because it's not as fulfilling as I would have hoped. Not to say that it's been like bad, like it's still in its own way, like you can find interest in all this kind of stuff. Like when I first started my job, like they had a very very basic like tray system that was just automated by a machine, And it looks like I am still having to compete with the plant for... We'll just... No. Hang on. I was still like competing with this plant for talking volume. It's loud. It's like a whale. The plant is. Let's see how that does. There we go. That's a much more acceptable level. It's still loud as hell for me, but it's not like I'm listening to anything else right now. Where was I? Oh yeah. Like they had this basic tray system that was hooked up to their machines, and my first thought was, oh my god, it's like Jurassic Park. I'm a real science boy now. And like now I just look at them like, yeah, it's time to load up the sequences again. Not that there's like I said, it's like a respectable career, and it does put food on the table. But this just is kind of more what I want to get into, is like creating something, and honestly, like finding new people to hang out with. Not that there's anything wrong with who I hang out already, but like life is really crazy. Like you never know what way it's gonna go, and a lot of people can take a lot of different directions in life, and you might not necessarily be going the same direction, and that's fine too. Like you'd be happy they're in your life, but like a lot of things just don't last forever, and like I said, that's okay.